a car that's capable of winning. I haven't, been in the lead on a lot of restarts, so maybe I'm just unfamiliar that the rules only apply sometimes.
Thanks, Brian. Great run for the two, Brian Scott tonight. But second place is tough to swallow, Marty. And Richard Childers comes over to console him. Let's go back and show you exactly what he's talking about. And Andy, let everybody know where the restart zone is.
Yeah, you see these two white lines on the inside of the racetrack. That's the zone that they're going to go in. You can see, I got to hand it to Brad. He did a good job. He did start a little early, in my opinion, but not so early that they drew NASCAR penalty.
All right, let's go back and listen to the restart as we go on board.
Okay, you can see right there that he definitely went before those two lines.
Yeah, that's really, really close. And I can tell you from a driver's perspective, as you get there, you're hoping they're not calling 50 and plus.
Okay, let's roll right into our post-race for tonight's 33rd annual Virginia 529 College Savings 250 NASCAR Nationwide Series race. And it was the 1,000th NASCAR Nationwide Series race. And joining us right now is our third-place finisher. That's Regan Smith. He drove the number 7 Hellman Centennial Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. He currently comes now after this race. He's in third place in the points. He's 26 out of the championship. Regan, just talk about your performance out there tonight.
Oh, well, it was a good night. The car was solid all night long. We weren't quite as good as the 2 car. He definitely seemed like he had the best car in the field, for the entire night, and even at the end there, he was, for another 10 laps, I think he would have made a hell of a battle out of it. But proud of my guys with Hellman Chevy. This has not been one of my favorite racetracks to come to, and have struggled here in the past, and not been able to figure out how to go fast for a long time. And these guys, both races, have given me cars that are capable of really going on old tires and really lasting for an entire run. I think, the longer the runs, the better they were for us. So solid night, long day. I'm ready for some water and bed.
Very good. You have had a long day today, certainly. Double duty here today. But let's hear from questions now. If you have a question from Regan, we got one right here. Kim.
Hi, Regan. Kim Robertson, Insider Racing News. Did you see that last restart, and did you think that Brad had jumped the start like Brian's been saying?
I saw it, and obviously I saw it. I was right behind it, so I guess I was kind of a part of it, if you want to call it that. It's so tough. The line, it still is the leader's responsibility to start, and I can understand what Brian's saying. At the same time, I've also been in a situation myself where, if you accelerate 10 feet or 15 feet before the line, your car usually doesn't pick up and really start going until the line. Without pulling out computers and data and saying how many miles per hour was he when the nose of his race car hit the line, there's no way to really know. I think there still has to be a little bit of a margin that goes and favors whoever the leader is at that time. Otherwise, we might as well just say, hey, you got to cross the start-finish line nose to nose every time and go from there. So, I can see both perspectives. Myself personally, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I got snookered on it. I didn't have a good restart either. I'd have loved to have been up on Brad's bumper and made more of a race out of it into turn 1 and turn 3. But certainly he got a good restart and used maybe a little experience.
Other questions right now for Regan? Anybody else? Okay, well, we'll let you go, my man.
Good job, man. Thanks for racing.
Nice race.
And certainly good luck the rest of the season as you go for the championship, Regan.
Thanks, guys.
Brian Scott joins us. Brian is the race runner-up tonight. He drove the number 2 Shore Lodge Chevrolet for Richard Childress Motorsports. And Brian, certainly very strong effort on your part. I know you're disappointed. Just talk about your thoughts right now as you finished up the race here tonight.
Well, obviously my thoughts are we had a really dominant car. Our Shore Lodge Camaro was just incredible. I think that was apparent. We had an easy opportunity to lead every lap and win the race, and unfortunately our whole night now is defined by the last 2 restarts, which I personally feel like were questionable. The way I interpret the rule book is, 1, on the second to last restart, the second place guy can't beat the first place guy. It doesn't say if the first place guy spins his tires a little bit and doesn't get the most phenomenal restart ever. I didn't miss a shift. I still had a decent restart. He still beat me to the line. And on the last restart, I was shocked. I mean, we weren't even to the entrance of pit road, and he started going, which was 2 or 3 car lengths before the restart zone. And he had me cleared before we even got to the exit of the restart zone. And one, that took away a possibility for our team and everybody at Richard Childress Racing to contend for that win that we deserved. And 2, it eliminated what could have been an exciting race for the fans if we could have been side by side going into the first corner and racing the way racing should be at these short tracks and putting on a great show like we love to do as competitors.
Thank you, Brian. Questions now. We'll take questions for Brian Scott. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll take questions. Kim's got one right here.
Hi, Brian. Kim Robertson, Insider Racing News. I just asked Regan what his perspective was on that last restart, and he said, yeah, he thought Brad might have jumped it a little bit, but I guess his thought was there's so much of a delay or hesitation when you put down the gas that he may have been not sure how fast the car was going to take off. Are you taking that into consideration on your thoughts on that, or?
Well, I got to lead a lot of restarts tonight. I had a lot of opportunities at it, and felt like I had a really good understanding of just how fast cars could take off. Brad didn't just get that phenomenal restart. I mean, he had everybody cleared. He pulled 2 car lengths on the person behind him, and the only reason I was even close to him is because my ear is right next to his muffler on his car, and I heard him go. It was way early, and unfortunately, I easily could have just not gone and made it look so apparent, but my first reaction was to go, even though it was way early. And I went, and it made it look not as bad as it really was. It still looked, in my opinion, pretty bad, but unfortunately, I don't know. I need to get some clarification and some more understanding on restart procedures, I guess, because the way I understand them, there was 2 things that got called against us tonight.
Other questions? Let's go over here to Hank, far right.
If you can wipe that out of your mind, probably can't, but 134 start, had never won, had led 38 laps in your career. What was the first 239 laps like for you?
Fun. We had a great car, and when you have a car like that, it's easy to lead that many laps. I haven't had a car that good in my nationwide career very often. I've had a couple of them in the truck series, and that's something to be proud of. We had a great showing here tonight, great race. Richmond, me and Richmond have a bittersweet love affair. I'm looking at replays from the last one, and obviously there was a pretty infamous incident that happened after that, and honestly, even with all the laps we led, to lose one like that, I still feel the same afterwards.
Were you allowing anticipation of winning to enter your head at that point, or was it still too close?
No. I've raced enough and been in enough positions to win or to lose to understand you never think you ever race one until you actually physically cross the line and get the checkered flag. I was just really focused on what I needed to do in the car to give my Short Lodge Camaro the best chance and to give everybody at Richard Childress Racing the best chance of bringing home some hardware. And it didn't happen. I probably could have done my job better, but it's hard when you're trying to be lawful and obey the rules.
Other questions? Lee?
Sorry, I was in the garage. So
It's okay.
I apologize if it's already been asked. Is there any animosity obviously you guys learn a lot from racing against Cup guys, but is there any animosity over the fact that you have an opportunity to dominate a race, and then one of the Cup guys comes in and steals it at the end?
No, I would rather race the Cup guys for the win than anybody else. There's a greater sense of accomplishment when you beat them. And I learned a lot from them. I've learned a lot my whole career from the Cup guys. If throughout my developmental series, if I had never raced against them, I don't feel like my abilities would be where they are today. And then when you do make the jump that everybody, especially me, hopes to make into the Cup Series, how can you be prepared? I've never held animosity towards the Cup guys for coming in and cleaning our clocks. I personally felt like I cleaned the Cup guys' clocks tonight until the very end. And I'm really not upset at anybody other than myself for obviously not understanding the rules when it comes down to the end of the race.
Other questions for Brian? Brian, I know it was a tough one here for you tonight, but thank you for coming in and handling it. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.